We're going to change the format a little bit.
That should all be done very soon.
Had to let somebody go.
Slight design tweak.
This is a good example of a floor fully sealed on welders.
This is the internal of it.
It's fast approaching screening season.
WBT, not gone quite according to plan.
I can't repeat it on YouTube.
If you watch earlier videos, you know I hate alley welding.
We usually struggle for capacity. I have no idea what that was. Welcome back to this episode. This is episode 38, and me and Adam have been talking, and we're going to change the format a little bit. You won't notice a massive difference, but we are going to change the format of this. I was worried that you, the viewers, would see a bit of this job and a bit of that job and a bit of that job over there, and it might not make a lot of sense. So what we're going to do this week and moving forward is we're going to film all the action for one project and group it all together. So you might have like 2 or 3 sections throughout this episode where we showcase what we've been doing the current week on certain projects. Because as I say, I was a bit worried that you might get a bit of folding on one and a bit of welding on another, and it might not make a lot of sense. So we're going to change that around a little bit. Archie and some of the lads in the workshop have done really well with some of the filming of the content, and I'm not always around to catch certain stages of the build, so you're probably going to see them doing a bit more of the workshop based stuff, and then you'll get me talking about more of the overall for the business, the start and the end of the projects and the different projects coming up. So I'll still be running the channel and present on the channel, but you might see more regular input from Archie and some of the other lads in the workshop. So if you watched last week's episode, I had to let somebody go, which is never a pleasant experience, but it does open up the opportunity for a new welder fabricator in the workshop. So we've got some job adverts out there at the minute. If you're local and you're interested in welding and fabricating and you're qualified and you fancy a crack at working here, put your CV into the office, ring us on the number. I'll get Adam to put the number below. Ring up, speak to Andrea, send your CV in and come and have a chat with us. Now, in other news, when it comes to people, we've got a new apprentice with us at the minute for this week because he's on his school holidays, and it is my youngest son, George. Big, tall lad, taller than me. He wants to come and do his apprenticeship with us later on this year in the summer, but it's school holidays at the minute, so he's down here with us, just helping out and working with us, just getting a feel for the job, and then he'll start properly in the middle of the year. When he's finished his GCSEs, he'll join us in the summer, and then he'll go to our local Northampton College, which do all of our apprentices. All of our apprentices have been to there, and we are currently in talks for doing a special video that we're going to put on the YouTube. It's coming up in the next few weeks. We're in talks with them at the minute. We're all trying to organise and get together and that to do a one-off special video all about apprenticeships and all about the college. The college are going to use it for their own uses for promoting apprenticeships as far as they're concerned, and we thought that it would be a good idea for us to showcase it, what we do here at Spitfire as regards apprentices, what our apprentices and what sort of facilities and education do our apprentices get when they actually go to college. So I think that'd be quite an interesting video, and that will be happening in the next few weeks.
So hopefully you can hear us. There's a little bit of welding going on over there. So we have currently got the Trident mixer being assembled. Rob and George are both on that today. George is in for his trial week, I think, something like that. Getting on all right so far. Been here plenty of times, so it's not his first time here at all. So we've got a load of the sub parts on this bench with a bit of cardboard over the top to keep them all clean. Got them all ready to go onto the main assembly. We've got the tools here on the bench. Got some more tools in the little rolling toolbox. Got the, we call them the Daleks, just a big triangle full of all the nuts and bolts we'll need, with the assembled piece in the middle, or piece that's being assembled in the middle, so that Rob and George can go to and from the part, getting whatever they need, all the bearings. It's all local to where they're working. So I'll let Rob explain the process of what he's about to be assembling, or what he is assembling, what's going on to next. And then yeah, we'll get some more clips of that. You've got a bit of time-lapse footage of this, which is going to come after this. So yeah, I'll let you talk about what you're going on to next.
All right. So we've got some pre-assembled parts on the bench already, just to get them out of the way and done, because it's just easy work. George is getting some rubber to stick either end of the shaft, just to give it a seal and to stop any coming out the end of it. Over on the actual mixer body, we've got one end on, bolted up, we've got the door on and the mechanism. There is a bearing and some plates and rubber to go on this end. So we'll put the shaft through, put them on, and then plate the other end to hold the shaft in completely. Actually telling me what to do behind the camera. We've got the, I plate a lot, don't I?
That's right.
I plate a lot. Got nylon on, bolted down, doors in. That was a pig, but it's in now. You've got your motor mount here. And then there isn't actually that much left to do on this, to be honest. You just got to get the shaft in. The mixer paddles can be put on afterwards. Get this end panel on, bearing, done, bosh.
In the subframe, ready to go in the main frame when that's finished.
Yep. Yep.
We've got the Trident frame here, so these are the weigh cells for it. So this is what bridge the gap between the hopper, which will sit on top, and then obviously the frame here. So with a lot of our machines, we have roster mounts or roster style mounts, just to bridge the gap between frames and the moving part. So this isn't designed to move. There's a slight bit of vibration, but that will just stay within the hopper. But these essentially just keep the computer in the control box informed on the weight of everything, so that the auger knows exactly how much sand to discharge into the main mixer, which is where the bags of cement and the water will go into. Action. So, hopper is now in. Colin is just tightening up the bolts that are connecting the weigh cells to the hopper. Take my hood off so it looks like such a hoodlum. So obviously you see the weigh cells were connected to the frame from the get-go, from the beginning. So now that the bolts between the hopper and the weigh cells are being done up, as soon as they're on completely, we're going to get the auger, shaft and flights, obviously all in one piece, down the tube, the trough for the auger itself. Sorry Jamie, shaking his head at me. We've got the auger flights and shaft going down in a minute. Myself, Jamie and Colin are going to be doing that. I'm just test fitting the chain guard, make sure everything's okay with that right this second. Not a lot else really. And then we go after that, it's vibe motors, fitting them up, bag splitter, that sort of thing. Trident, with getting very close to the assembly being done now. We've got the hopper in, the auger shaft in, the bag splitters on, being bolted in as we speak. The mixers in, they've got the paddles to go on the mixers. We've got the water to go on, so the water pipe, sorry. Sean is currently doing a load of the wiring up for it to the control panel. We've got a little checklist here that a couple of us have just done. So we've got the fit shaft motors, check all the bolts, fit stickers, grease all the bearings, fit the water pipe, paint the water pipe, and then refit the water pipe once it's painted. That's about it really. Once we've got everything done, we'll give it a bit of a shine. Bit like Mr. Sheen sort of thing, if that's not trademarked, if I could say that. Yeah, bit of a polish, ready for the show. That should all be done very soon. So we'll get some more clips of that. Definitely get some clips of Rob putting stickers on, because I think people seem to like them from on social media and stuff.
Yeah, weirdos.
Anything else you want to say, Rob?
I didn't say anything.
No, you're involved in the bag splitter going on though, weren't you? That went on all right, didn't it? A little bit of a tight squeeze, but we want it to be tight.
Went in, easy, bolted up. Happy days. Yeah. Hopefully see this come soon. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Adam.
Little update on the Mortarmaster. As you can see, we've got the stickers on, and we've also got the control box in. There's another box to go in this little hole here. Dan and Carl are currently doing the pipe work, getting that finished off. That's it. That's my little update.
Hi everyone. Now just before we continue, I'm going to have to stop you right there. You might have seen my face a few episodes back when I spoke to camera and revealed mine and Gavin's little secret regarding reaching a certain amount of subscribers by the end of the year. Now, our bet's still on, and for those of you that aren't aware or continue to watch our videos and enjoy the content that we produce but haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean absolutely everything to me. But just while I'm here, on a little side note, I'm curious to think what you guys think regarding the filming and the editing side of the videos. Like, do you enjoy what we post, or is there anything that I could perhaps do different? I'm interested to hear what you guys think, and any feedback, please leave in the comments. And yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Steve is welding up the sight back frames, so we've got all 5 squared up, tacked up, ready to weld. Steve's currently welding all of them up, ready for the next part of the process. So there is a, I don't know how to explain it, there's a plan of how to get all of this together that works perfectly. So we've all just gone through, taken the time, worked it all out, and worked out what parts are needed when to make sure everything fits. Stop grabbing Adam's bum, Rob. That's weird. You can report that if you want, Adam. Speak to Andrea. So once these are all welded up, we'll go over them, make sure they're all clean, double check everything, and then start with the process of getting the bases on, the ceilings on, and then working through the walls, and then the, what's it called, the rebar mesh, the metal mesh inside to keep the concrete sound. Sight banks, so these are the grooves for the sight banks, the internals obviously, so obvious to us, not obvious to you guys, it's silly of me. So slight design tweak, we're having to just notch these out slightly. Stuff that when we're building the first ones you just don't realise until we're actually doing it, something that's been slightly overlooked, neither here or there. It's a couple minutes per one, so it's something that we noted down, we can get that changed in the drawings for next time so that it's done ready for the lads to fabricate. So you can see Connor's just notching them out, ready for then Connor and Steve to go over there, take them and put these in these 2 frames. So we're working on 2 frames at a time. We're going to get both of these done up to phase 1. As soon as phase 1 is done for both of these, we're going to then get 2 more frames to the same point of these, at the same point of these, up to phase 1 again, and the same for the last one. And then we're going to do phase 2 just for one of them, prove the concept works on that, and then we're going to do phase 2 for the rest of them. So as it happens, as it works at the minute, we've got Connor notching out, Connor and Steve fitting up, and then they'll both go and individually weld each frame themselves. We've got side banks 1 and 2 here. Connor and Steve have been working on them for the day. So you've got some time-lapse footage. I keep forgetting that word. Time-lapse footage of these being built. So we've got the panel work going in at least. So we've got the bases, the roofs, some of the panels. So on this one, you can see we've got a few more panels compared to that one. Just the way that they've helped each other. So we've got the external bases for the back and the side, one of the sides, the external top for one of the sides, and then the external top for the back is going to go on shortly. So hopefully by the end of the day today, we'll have a few more panels on both of them, get a bit more done, a bit more welded. Yeah, you've got me and Connor and Steve have just been looking on the laptop at the overview of this, just working out how some of the joints go, just a couple of questions raised, just double checking everything. I went and asked a few questions to Gav just to confirm everything. But yeah, anything else you want to say really?
About them, about how we've welded them really. We had to take bits on and weld them as they are, otherwise we're going to back ourselves into a corner when we keep putting panels on, because these are getting filled with concrete. As Archie said, we have to put the outside on first because we can't put any welds on the outside, purely aesthetic reasons. Just more for the customer really, just make it all look pretty.
As you can see, this is the internal of it. It's quite spacious at the minute. We've got the side panels to go on soon, but I'll sort of quickly show you the rebar mesh that we've got in here. So, I've been told it's not rebar, but I'm calling it rebar mesh because that's what I know it as. So we've got the rebar mesh to go in here. So when the concrete gets poured into here, it fills up everything perfectly. Yeah, and these just keep it still, make sure everything's secured to the actual frame itself, as opposed to just being blocks of concrete within a couple bits of panel. So without showing you too much more of the locking mechanism, that is somewhat of the internal side of it there for the hidden detail part of it. So I'll show you the next bank that I've got at the minute, which got all the internal faces in, or some of the internal faces in, some more of them, and then we can compare. This is the back panel on the side bank now, or the back panels. So this is actually done in 2 parts. We've got base bit here and the top bit here. We've got all of these folds here. They are to create shelves. So when these are on site, there's going to be planks of wood or plywood, whatever it is, going between here and then another shelf mounting point here, just for them to put tools or batteries, whatever they want on. So there is this to go in, or get fully welded in, or stitched in, sorry. We've got the sidewall there, the sidewall here, and then the front part of this bit, which is most of that is on phase 2. Inside site bank number 2 at the minute, we've got a tiny little torch in here, which is useless. It's useless, isn't it? This torch, yeah. In the bin, I reckon. We've got all the internal sides on now for phase 1. Obviously, there's a bit more to go on within phase 2, but all the internal sides are on. There's a cover plate to go on here. But yeah, we're getting through it. You'll see a bit more soon, hopefully.
So George, he's not
Adam, it's all right. I'm working on it now, Adam. Do you want to have a look?
Go on.
So we're looking at a big bit of kit here. We've got different conveyors all over the place, doing different things, getting to different exit points. A big trommel, which is the biggest one we've ever made, pretty big. An in-feed hopper, and then a lot, and I mean a lot, of different RSJ beams and framework going involved. Overall though, pretty nice job to do.
Now, as you know, we make and sell our mini screens, and it's fast approaching screening season. So you'll notice on our socials in the next few weeks, you'll see some different things about our mini screens. So we're looking at promoting them a bit more this year, something we've never done before using social media. And Richard is in charge of selling them. So over to Richard.
Afternoon. We've currently got 4 machines in stock. We've got 3 with conveyors, 1 without. Enquiries for these particular machines have increased 3-fold in the last few weeks. So if you don't want to be disappointed, then call us today.
So if you're in the market for a screen, you know what to do. Speak to Richard.
WBT, we've got most of it ready now. We've got the door rails going in, doors going in soon. Jamie and Dan are just putting the locks back on. So this got painted on Friday. Myself and Dan were in, just giving this another coat of paint, just get it all perfect for the customer. So there's not masses more. We went for Sean, he's currently on site at the minute. He was supposed to be in today, so that's delayed us a little bit. So we're gonna get everything that we can done today, ready for Sean to come in tomorrow, I believe, as long as there's no other issues. Finish his wiring up. He should be ready for us testing mid to late afternoon. Fingers crossed, but yeah, hopefully we'll get it done soon. Oh, we should do that. That should be the new starter. Action. I'm going to get Gav to buy one of them. That's cool, that. I'm actually really good. I want to do that. Sean's back in today, so it's Tuesday now. Sean's back in. We're finishing off the wiring for the box, so hopefully once we've moved a few bits inside, bolted everything down to the floor, we'll meet up nicely with Sean and we'll be able to do the final bits of testing before we put the rest of the panels on that will need to come off if anything goes wrong. So we'll hopefully get some clips of that being tested later. So that will either be end of day today or tomorrow morning. Yeah, about it really. WBT. Not gone quite according to plan. We've got sort of started testing, and Sean, our electrician, he's raised a concern with the hydraulic motor. So it's currently drawing 3.8 amps without any hydraulic pressure on it. So we are supposed to be, we're expecting 3.2 amps at running sort of average. And we've got 3.8 as standard. So we're going to ring up the supplier of this hydraulic motor, see if they've got any recommendations of things we can check. So before anyone comments it, yes, the hydraulic motor is going the right way. So yeah, hopefully we'll find an answer from them soon and then get everything sorted.
Okay, so this week I put a cheeky little bid on a machine in an auction. Now I don't normally do this. I don't know what had possessed me to be so impulsive, but I've been sent an email from an auction company that were clearing out a metalworking workshop. So I thought I'd just have a quick look through, see what there is. And there was a machine on there that's used for deburring parts when it's come off the plasma cutter. Basically, it's a conveyor belt. You put the parts on the conveyor belt and there's like a big belt linisher above it. And as they go underneath the belt linisher and that, it just cleans the surface. So if there's any rust or any dross from the cutting process, it cleans it off. It would genuinely save us hundreds of hours a year, that machine would. So when I looked at it, it got £6 on it. So I thought, I'll put a bid on this. So I think I bid 150 quid as my maximum bid. And when I looked at it about 15 minutes before it was going to finish, when I was on my way home one day, it was still at about 100 quid. So I was well in. Anyway, got home, had an email to say that I had been unsuccessful on that. So I lost out on that machine, but I got a bit carried away because I thought, well, if I'm going up there to pick this machine up, I could probably pick up some other bits and bobs whilst I'm there. So I bid on some other stuff. So I've now got to go all the way to Derby to pick up a box of drill bits when I really wanted to go and pick this machine up, and the box of drill bits was incidental. So I've either got to have a word with Dave at D&J Projects and ask him nicely if he can go and pick it up for me, or drive up there just for a box of drill bits. So we'll see how that one pans out. So I've come up, I've picked Dave up, who's with me in the passenger seat from D&J Projects. He's a local, yeah, in Derby today, and going to pick those bits up, and I'll show you what I've got when we get there. Just been for breakfast. Dave's treated me to breakfast, and I said, take me to somewhere nice for breakfast, Dave, wouldn't you? So we ended up in Morrison's Cafe. Apparently that's what you do around here. So yeah, let's go and get these bits and I'll show you what we've got. So this is what is that focused? There you go. That's what I've come up for. cost me 62 quid, I think that was. And if I bought some of this stuff new, there's probably a few hundred quid there. So yeah, it is a bit of a bargain, but wasn't really what I wanted. There is some broken bits in there that I've just seen, so that's probably not the bargain that I thought it was. But I've been told off since I did that last little bit of filming. Apparently there's some rivalry between Derby and Nottingham. Apparently people in Derby have got a specific term that Dave's used that I don't think I can repeat.
Can't repeat it.
I can't repeat it on YouTube. But yeah, there's some rivalry. So to actually come to Derby and say I've brought a local with me is actually quite insulting. So I've had to
just
grovel.
Comment down below if you know the rivalry and what you actually call people from Derby.
Something to do with sheep.
Something to do with sheep, that's a clue. So yeah, get commenting down below.
So yeah, I'm going to go and drop Dave off now and take my bargain of the week home with me. This is the first time I've ever bought anything on an online auction. It might be the last, unless I go about it slightly different in the future. So yeah, lesson learned.
So these are your MV Kelly boxes. Only a batch of 3 this time for quick supply. This is a good example of the floor fully sealed and welded. And they are probably better examples of the tops fully welded. The floor needs to be fully welded because these are going in the ground and needs to be watertight. You've got your lifting eyes down here. They're just tacked on at the minute. They'll be welded on the flat, so you've got your most lift out of them. Quite easy to make these. They're just 2 sides welded together. Just a lot of welding, really. Should get these out towards the end of the day with the lids as well. Tomorrow morning, get into paint and move from there.
Yeah, not a lot's changed really since the last clips you've seen about it. So it's just like Connor said, there's a lot of welding. A lot of the 2-man jobs were the folding and the tacking together. Now it's all done together. Connor's on his own. The occasional second man to help him flip. But yeah, just 1 man, a lot of welding, getting it done.
So back to the MV Kelly boxes now. Just finished all the lid sections. These are quite easy to make in all fairness. Just a simple fold on the sides, on the brake press, and then a quick, easy plate on the end. Just a bit of welding with your lifting eye in the middle. This would help them lift the lid off when they're on the ground, make everything easier for themselves. All quite simple welding really, just a lot of welding, as I said before. These are out now, get them all done, send them to the boys and paint. Another thing, also because these are handles, we have to make sure there's no sharp edges on them. So I've gone over them with a deburrer tool and a grinder. So all about health and safety here. Yeah, cool. So these are the sight boxes completed now, all fully painted. We've actually already sold one, so that would go straight to the customer. Banded up already, ready to go whenever he turns up now. Yeah, if you want one, come get one.
Now, if you're an avid viewer, you'll notice we've got 3 forklifts. We've got 2 2.5 ton forklifts, got this and the red heli, and we've also got the little green forklift that Colin uses in metal cutting for loading cutavar and just moving stuff around in there. And we usually struggle for capacity, even though we've got 2 2.5 ton forklifts. We've got the use of a telehandler off the farm, but we're looking at the minute in upgrading our forklifts and looking at a 5 or a 6 ton forklift. Not a lot about at the minute. There's a second-hand one about that's, how old is that? That's nearly 20 years old and it's still half the price of a new one. So, not decided which way we're going to go with that yet, but let's put it this way, the new ones are not as expensive as I was expecting. But on the flip side, is a 5 ton forklift going to be a bit too bulky for around the yard, getting in different places? So got some decisions to make, but we are looking at upgrading our forklift. I've thought about big telehandlers before. I've looked at JCB tele trucks. Don't really, whatever we get it won't be a one size fits all, and I don't want half a dozen telehandlers or forklifts kicking around the yard. So we'll probably stick with the 3 that we've got and possibly have a bigger sort of 5-ton counterbalance. So we're just looking to see what there is about at the minute. Whether we go new or used, not sure, but we'll just see what there is about.
So what you see in front of me is the components to make Beetlestone micro screen. I folded all this morning. You've got mild steel and alley. The conveyor, that's the conveyor pallet. It's made out of alley because it's removable to make the screen lighter. Over on my bench, I've got some bits that I'm making now. They're the legs for the actual bottom of the screen, which is there. The legs are tacked up at the moment, just make sure they fit the legs on there. So I'll get these welded up soon, and then I'll start tacking together the box, and then I'll have to convert the welder over completely so I can do alley welding, which will take a while. Yeah, that's it for Beetlestone so far. This is the fully welded hopper for Beetlestone. We have the legs there for the bottom of the frame. I still have a few more bits to fabricate. I've still got the conveyor to make. That requires a full welder switch over to alley welding. If you watch earlier videos, you know I hate alley welding. Yeah, just got a few bits to do on the frame, and then move on to this, and this will be, I don't know, next week. This will be done next week.
Well, we've got 3 of the lads this weekend on a job. They're working Saturday and Sunday at a place where they do a lot of concrete shuttering for hire, and they've got a machine that is worn out basically. They asked if we could go and refurbish it, and it's sort of a big old machine that's sort of built into the building. It's past economical repair in fairness, so they've said, okay, fair enough. Can you come and take it out? So they're obviously busy during the week, so we're doing the work over the weekend. It's going to involve a bit of gas cutting and basically cutting the machine up, loading it into scrap bins. Now the machine itself takes big formwork panels, and it was originally designed to clean them up. Got like a wire brush that moves up and down on it. So that's this weekend. I'm going to go over there on Saturday morning just to make sure the lads are all right, and I'll try and get some footage and show you roughly what they're going to be doing.
This is the dismantling project that myself, Steve and Rob are on. So we're on site today, and tomorrow we're planning on dismantling this machine behind me. So I'd be lying if I told you I knew what it did. But the plan is to cut this into as smaller sections as we can to fit it in the skip, or the multiple skips we do have. Sean is currently over there behind this control panel, just disconnecting the electrics. Got Rob, who is about to be sorting out the hydraulics and draining all of that, whilst me and Steve make a start over on this end. Plan is, we think, is to cut this here. They split off there, so we're just going to cut the nuts off the bolts, or the heads of the bolts off, and take just that half little section off, gantry it over using, where is it, this overhead gantry, all the way down to the skips over here. So that's the machine just over there, the gantry up there that I just showed you, and these are the 2 skips that we've got to fill, for now at least. So if we chop it up into big sections, this is never going to fit into these 2. So we need to work out the best combination of sizes, roughly, just so that we can maximise skip space, but equally so that we're not spending too much time cutting, because we don't want to cut every single little bit into tiny sections, because that's just going to take too long. We want to be done this weekend. We do have the possibility to come back another weekend if it needs to. I think the hours in the job allow it to, but me and the lads just want to crack on. Well, lads and I don't know how it is. We just want to crack on, get it done this weekend, call it a job, get a customer happy, make sure Gav's happy, and then that'll be that. But yeah, keep you updated and show you some more throughout the process. We're about to move this big bit now. So we've got 4-point lift, we've got 2 chains, and then 2 chains on 2 straps connecting down there. So about to just slide that off, and hopefully we'll be able to peel it off from the rails at the top, and then we've cleared a space at the bottom there. End of day one. Doesn't look like, well, it looks alright to be fair. We've got our first section off, I think we might have seen earlier, and the main sliding carriage off. I'll show you that in skip in a second. The plan for tomorrow is flip it, cutting all of these off here, getting all of them out as nice as we can, fitting into the skip, and then having a good crack and getting all this metal flooring out. So they've got the walkway at the back there, and then this front trim bit. Sunday morning, and we're back in Wellingborough. So we finished off last night, we got back to the yard about 6:30. Back here on site again for 6:30, we've got 6 o'clock for a half-hour drive. At the minute, we've got Steve cutting on the 9-inch angle grinder, cutting some of the bottom sections apart, while Rob is on a platform just cutting some of the top sections apart. We'll get the gantry over to Rob's area in a minute, just to lift that apart and put it in the skip. I'll show you how the skip ended up last night. That's it really. So the plan today is just to get everything done. We do have the possibility of coming back again if we need to, but all three of us just want to push on, get stuff done. Yeah, we shouldn't have any massive issues. The bottom section is going to be a little bit of a awkward one to get out, but doable. It's got to be done somehow. We're the ones to find a way. So this skip is still empty. We're filling from the front back. It's just completely empty from our skip waste people. And then this is the first skip. So it's not too bad with space. A little bit of wasted space in there. However, we can't avoid that at all. We can't get rid of that, and it's not worth the time, not worth our time, to be spending everything cutting it apart into tiny sections. So we're cutting it into as big of a section as we can that we think will fit in the skip. And if it doesn't fit in the skip this weekend, we're going to cut it up and leave it in the designated area. The skip people can come, and then either the company that we're working for, or we will come back again and gantry it into the new skip that they supply. And then that'll be the job done. Walkway handrails to come off the back there. We've got the walkway to take out when we come back next time. So we've started cutting the bottom beams down there. We need to get the rest of this side top beams. We've got this singular section out so we can assess how much we've got left. So as you can see, we've got all of these top fins taken out. Plan is cutting it in half here, bang through the middle, lift that section up, both in the skip, one on top of each other, and then the walkway along the back on top of that.
Okay, so this week's fun fact, British engineering. Whenever you look at British engineering facts, 50% of them, I would say, that normally revolve around railways. So we're back on the railway gig this week. So, oldest, still in use, is it still in use or still just exists?
It still exists.
Still exists. Oldest, but still exists, railway bridge is the Causey Arch in County Durham, built in 1725. So it actually still exists.
Supposedly.
Have you got a picture of it?
Oh, cool, you're asking.
You're going to have to find the picture, and you're going to have to put a picture up now to show that it actually still exists. So there you go. That's this week's fun fact. Oldest working railway bridge, Causey Bridge, 1725, still in existence. Adam's going to put a picture in to show you that it still exists. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Next week, we are at a show. The Trident machine is going to the UK Concrete Show. Never been before. Could be quite interesting. Up at the NEC at Birmingham. Now, we're obviously taking the machine, and Richard's going to take it on the trailer because it's light enough to go on the trailer. And it's going to have to be forklifted off the trailer, taken inside and put on our stand. And then at the end of the show, forklift will pick it up, taking it at some point on the trail. How much do you think the organisers want for them 2 forklift movements? Leave your answer in the comments and I'll tell you next week. See you next week.
Hello. Trying not to kill myself.
Shut up, Rob.
Okay, so welcome to this episode, which is episode 37, I think. Is it 37 or 38?
Right, yeah.
Well, we'll start again then.
It's all right. Right, we won't recap them because the drawings...
Do it all.
Roll up, get your mini screens here. Make no mistake, they're here to sell. What am I bid? We're not asking 20, 19 or even 18,000. We're not even offering 17,000. For you today, £16,000 delivered. Make no mistake, send your order in today.
I have no idea what that was.
Yeah, you're fired.